Hello folks, this is Christopher Lord with Howland Computer Services. In this video, we're going to review how to set up Windows 10 backup. This is a pretty straightforward process. The idea is to create software images or system images on a periodic basis that can be used to restore your computer to a previous state in an event in which your primary drive or your operating system should become corrupt or infected with a virus to the point where it's unusable. So to do that, we're going to quickly log in. I've set up a demo PC on this virtual machine running Windows 10. So before we get started, let's kind of just discuss a little bit about the purpose of backing up your computer and why it's important. Backing up your computer, it is extremely important, especially if you have a lot of personal files, photos, videos, audio files, whatever, that you don't want to lose. If you conduct a business or you have your business on your computer, it's even more so important to conduct periodic backups so that if you should lose your data, if your drive should become corrupt, if your operating system malfunctions, if you get a virus, you can resort to recovering the OS or the computer using a previously backed up image. In order for this to work, you're going to need to have a hard drive set up, whether it's networked or if it's an external hard drive. Ideally, you want to have an external hard drive or a networked hard drive that you can use to save those backups to. You do not want to save the backups that you are creating on the same drive at which the operating system lives. So just to check, we're going to check real quick. What I've done is I've set up two hard drives. One is your primary drive, or the C drive, which is where the operating system lives, and this is what that drive is right here. You can see that we're already kind of using some of that up. This is where the operating system lives. If we click into this, you can see this is where your programs are stored, also where your Windows files, system files are located. The idea is when you create a backup, what you're actually doing is you're making what we call an image, or system image, which is like a snapshot rather, of your machine, of your system, and you're saving it so that you can later revert to that snapshot if something should happen to your computer. Now you see that I've also set up a backup volume on this computer. This is a second hard drive which is connected, and I've named it backup volume. You can see there's nothing on it, it's empty. If we right click on it and go to properties, you can see a little bit more information. Right now we have 31.9 gigabytes free, but currently there's nothing on this drive. So to start creating a backup, we're going to have to set it up. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to your start menu right here, and you're going to type in this box right here, just backup. And right under settings here, you'll see settings and then backup. You're going to want to look for something like this, backup and restore, and then you'll see parentheses Windows 7. Once you find that, click on that. Once you click on that, it's going to take you to the control panel, and then to the backup and restore utility. Now, if you know how to get to the control panel, you could just go to control panel. Under system and security, you find backup and restore Windows 7. You click on that, it takes you to the same place. I find it's just quicker just to search for it right here. So right now you'll see that under the backup section it's saying that Windows Backup has not yet been set up. So we're going to set it up. So over here you're going to see Set Up Backup. We're going to click on that, and you'll see this dialog pop up saying Starting Windows Backup. It might take a minute for it to load. Just wait a couple seconds and it should load right out, depending on how quick your computer is. Okay, so this is the dialog. This is going to kind of walk you through the process of setting up a backup. And I find it's best to make sure that you are reading everything that is presented in front of you. That way you're 100% sure what you're doing. Usually it's pretty, these processes are pretty well documented. It will tell you basically what to do and what they recommend. So right here, so select where you want to save your backup. And they say we recommend that you save your backup on an external hard drive. In this case, we have, it's not exactly an external hard drive per se, it is a second drive, but they're saying right here our backup volume that we saw earlier, it is recommended. You can see that it's got 31.92 gigabytes of free space for a total of 32 gigabytes. We're going to go ahead, we're going to select that, which is it's already selected. If it's highlighted blue, it's selected. You're going to hit next. Alright, so next it's asking us, well, what do we want to back up? Now you can let Windows choose which is recommended, and it will basically, by selecting this, it will back up all your data files that are saved in your libraries, on your desktop, and in the default Windows folders. Now your libraries, essentially, if you go into the file system, we go into our file system right here, this is your library, your downloads, documents, pictures, music, and video. It's essentially your library. If you want a more detailed look into that, we go into users and we go into demo PC. This is our library right here. So it's going to back up all of this. Whatever's in here is going to back up. Windows will also create a system image which can be used to restore the computer if it stops working. This selection right here, be aware that these items will be backed up on a regular schedule. You will choose that schedule later on. When we get there, I'll show you, but this is what I would recommend selecting. It kind of just covers your bases. Down here you can, if you're a little bit more picky about what you want to select to back up, you can certainly choose this, and then you can manually select the libraries and folders that you want to include in the system image in the backup. These also will be backed up on a regular basis. So for this demo, we're just going to choose the recommended, which is letting Windows choose. So we're going to hit next. Now it's basically going to just tell us, what we already know. It's going to review what our settings are. Right now it's telling us our backup location is backup volume E, which is our second hard drive. The summary includes the items that we are going to back up, which includes all information in the libraries for all users, and it's also going to create a system image. And then down here is our schedule. Right now it's set so that it's going to back up every Sunday at 7 p.m. We can change that by clicking on the change schedule link, and then we can choose whether or not we want to actually have it run on a schedule. If not, you can just uncheck that checkbox. In this case, I would recommend having it run on a schedule. What I would recommend is at least doing it weekly, but you can do it monthly if you like. Daily might be too much because it does use up resources, and if you're on your computer all the time, it could slow down your computer. So I would select at least monthly, but weekly is ideal. And then what I would do is I'd select a day which you're not going to be using your computer, or you're not going to be using your computer. I would do Sunday in this case, and because I'm not typically on the computer after 11 p.m., I'll select 11 p.m. And then when we're ready, we want to confirm all this, we just hit OK. Alright, so there is a warning down here. It says a system repair disk might be required to restore a system image. For the time being, we're just going to ignore that. If you want to learn more about this, just hit that more information and it will go into detail. Make sure you are connected to the internet, because it does pull this documentation from the internet. But this looks pretty good, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to save settings and we're going to run the backup. So we hit that. Now it's telling us that the backup is in progress. We can hit view details to see in more detail what exactly is happening. Right now it says it's creating a shadow copy, which is just an image. And if you, for whatever reason, need to stop the backup process, you can just hit stop backup, but we're not going to do that. So we're going to exit out of that and we're going to let it do its thing. There isn't a whole lot of files on this. Like I said, this is a fresh copy of Windows, so it shouldn't take too long to back up. However, if you have a lot of files, folders, a lot of pictures, videos, what have you, it could take a while to do this, so just be aware. So anytime you want to review some details about your backup configuration, you can always go to backup and restore Windows 7 by searching for it right here, and it will pull up this window and it will show you what your configuration is. Right now it's giving us information about our location of the drive, how much free space it has. It's going to tell us what our next backup, when our next backup is going to take place, when the last backup occurred, what contents we are backing up, and what our schedule is. Be sure to check us out on Facebook.com and Twitter. Also, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos.